So now we're moving into fashion design cluster, and we have 3 projects. So first off, we have kit art. So kit art, he actually wanted to do wearable artwork. So as you can see here, this is his artwork that he created, and his concept, why it's called kid art, is basically he's still that kid, and he wanted to highlight like the fun and joy of being a kid through his artwork, and kind of like also incorporate it into this wearable fashion lah, because he's also into fashion. So he printed it all on this shirt, and he kind of like made 2 illustrations lah, of it, like front and back are different. Yeah, and this one is kind of like to show you like how the shirt is without his artwork. And he also, not only did he do shirts, but he also do watches. Yeah. Yeah, you can see here the watch. He put his design inside the watch. Yeah, and this goes for $15, while the shirt is $37 each. Yeah, but if you buy both, it's like $70. You can follow his Instagram right here, but he also has socks merch lah of his like logo kit art.
Oh, yeah. See, like this, like the discount is supposed to be like the original price, and this is like the spectrum.
Yeah, the spectrum price lah, $15, but the actual price is like $30.
Okay.
Moving on, this is Style with Zah by Umu Zahira. So what she is doing is actually a styling services. So if you look through here, if you hire her service, you can see like she styles you, girls and boys, through your body shape and your like, if you see over here as well, it's through your color type, color skin type, which one matches you really well. I don't really know how to do it, so I can't do it on you.
Right.
But she also has if you look through, these are her service, that's her. So this is the service that she does. So she does personalized color analysis, fashion recommendation, and if you're a girl, she does hijab styling as well. So this is her portfolio that she's done. Yep, she does a tudong styling service. And like this artist, she doesn't do white, but she wanted to explore with that. So the styler styles her in a white where it suits her. Yeah, and all that lah. Okay. And she also has a zine for you to look through that she made of all her styling journey and what she does basically, and then the do's and don'ts of styling. So yeah,
so
and then over here next up we have Inara by Wardah. So she is a fashion designer, so she designed all of this what do you call that, like fashion sketches, but she made one come to life, which is this one, and it's here. So if I'm not mistaken, she tailored the the dress, and I think she also had a little bit of help from other tailors as well, because she's facing time, And and you can see she also included like what fabric she's going to use for this design as well, and the lace that is incorporated. And her inspiration is actually herself, because these are all like kind of like her aesthetic and her style. Very feminine, very floral, very flowy, very modest as well. Yep, that is Inara. And she's out of business card, so.
Okay.
Over here, we have our lapik wall. So it's actually empty at first, but the more and more visitors come, they decorate their own lapik sona of our mascot. And if you want to do one yourself, you can. Oh, we're also out of. Actually, no, we have a few. We have a few post-it notes, and then you could either like draw your own lapik or like write a little message of lapik over here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do that later.
And then over here we have this selfie thing where we encourage everybody to selfie with our own lapik sona wall, which you guys can do later as well. Moving on, this is the photography cluster. And the first project is Unfolding the Unknown by Afiq Rafiqin. So this one is actually incorporating a lot of AI. So this is actually his drone photography. This is, I think, of the first Batu Kelikir factory in Temburong. This is an island in Bandar Brunei Muara. This is Tasik Marimbun, and that is also, I think, Kampung Air shot in Bandar lah. And he chose his photography. He embedded it through AI, and he kind of want to see how AI understands Brunei, how AI views Brunei. So he generated this image to create this artwork, AI artwork, and it doesn't came out perfect like this. He also use other AI tools to fix errors and create this final art piece lah. So this is how they see this image right here. This is how AI see this image, and this is how AI see this image. And if you see, it included this gigantic white crocodile. Like I said earlier on, this is Sipute, the folklore. Yeah.
Nice.
And then this is how they view this Kampong Ayer lah. He actually also created a video of an AI generated video of Brunei in the olden days, but the artist isn't here, so you can't really view it.
Okay.
So sorry.
It's alright. Yeah.
Next up, this is Feelings and Emotion Mixed Media Photography by Zaplonzo. If you want to follow his IG, it's right there.
Okay.
So his art photography kind of involves mixed media, and right now it involves 3 character that is highlighted through this grayscale square lah. So there's 3 character highlighting 3 feelings and emotions lah. So if I'm not mistaken, this one is anxiety, this is loneliness, and this is overthinking. Yeah. So this is mixed media shoestring and paper that he added to showcase this character's feeling overthinkingness. Yeah. And this one is painting that he made of the sunset lah, an abstract painting of the sunset at the back. Yeah. And then that one's anxiety. And this final photo right here, he kind of created in a way where these 3 characters get together, and having fun, that's where they find their peace lah. So that's why it's represented by the doves, the white doves on the side. Yeah. So they find peace together, having fun.
Yeah. That's a different person.
No, I think they're the same people.
Is it?
I think so. I think so. Okay.
All right.
Moving on, this is Nostalgic Lens by Hanif Ishaq. And he kind of made the main concept of his photography with the theme of past and present, kind of like that. So if you see the subject of all his photography right here, it's this one, it's these 2 life jackets. So if I'm not mistaken, this one is the old life jacket, whereas this one is the new life jacket. And if you look at the subject here, which is the 2 boats, so this one is the old wooden boats, and this is the newer material, resin thing for the boats. And this concept is further taken forward by his photography style. So he showcased these 2 photos up here is to represent the past, because he took these 2 photos and edited it. These are through his analog camera, the film camera. Whereas this one, he used his digital camera to take the photo. You can see the slight difference and compare them both, and he wants that people to see it for themselves, the past and the future. So next up, this is Perspective Stories by Shakira. So she wanted to highlight kind of her roots as well. She wanted to highlight the liveliness, the vibrancy of Kampong Ayer. So she decided to showcase that through the energy and the whimsy of these children as the subject. But not only that, she also incorporated collages of all the photos she took of Kampong Ayer as well, as you can see here, and as well here. Yeah, so that is perspective stories
story.
of Kampung Air by Shakira. And if now we're moving back to fine arts and installation. So the first one up again, it's this one. So this is the Silent Struggle by Han Yong Teng, and he made these charcoal painting to represent the darker emotions of humans. And these 5 paintings is what he come up with. So this one is to illustrate depression. Yes, depression. This one is kind of like insecurities and anxiety. This one is to represent you being imprisoned by your own thoughts. I think this one is loneliness. This one I forgot. Or this one is loneliness. That one I forgot. This is like to I think it's to represent hope. Like there's a hope at the end. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah, kind of like to represent the darkness you have right now and the hope that brings in the future. Kind of like that. Okay,
Cool.
so this one is The Masked Beauty by Rafidatul. So she created this 2 painting to represent the beauty and what you post online. But actually she also included this IG filter. Let me try. If it works. Okay, it works. So she created this IG filter where if you scan the painting, you actually know the hidden struggles to obtain this beauty and the pain within it lah. So if you see in this, so you see that she kind of like attained this beauty through plastic surgery lah. And if you scan this one, I'll just tell you, if you scan this one, it's kind of like it shows you her struggle to upkeep this beauty. Yes, it's beautiful, like she's pretty, but the pain that she gone through for this beauty is a lot. So the social issues that she faced, the social struggles and all that lah. So it's not just all about beauty, but there's also there's always a story behind it. Yeah. So next up, this one we have Folkloric Visionaries by Laleska. So she painted these 2 paintings in a way also to represent folklores in Brunei. And if I'm not mistaken, these 2 are tutong. And it kind of like mirrors one another, reflects one another, because the concept is one painting is the tradition that we still do today. This one is the tradition that we don't do today anymore. So I think from what I've been told, this is the story of basuh kaki, the tutong tradition. So every time they had a wedding, the couple has to people have to wash their feet so that their blood wouldn't be as sweet to attract harimau jadian to come to their house and eat them alive. So that is it lah. So that's the story behind this painting, is to represent that tradition that we still do today. So this one, it's actually based off a song that they used to sing, because if you see this thing right here, it's actually a bubu. So a bubu is a fish trap. Yeah. So they dress that fish trap in like feminine outfit, and they bring it to a field and dance around with the song lah. I forgot what is it for. I think it's to prevent your loved one being captured. I think. But this is the tradition that we don't do anymore lah, because you don't see people dancing around in a field anymore. But yeah, it's to mirror the things that we're currently doing. All right. Moving on. This is Reconnection with Baba Nyonya Culture by Nabiha Imran. And, right? Yes. Nabiha Imran. And she painted this kind of like to highlight her root. Well, because her root is actually Baba Nyonya. And if I'm not mistaken, Baba Nyonya is actually mixture of Peranakan and like Sarawak or Sabah, something like that, I think. Don't quote me on that.
Okay, no worries.
And she painted this painting to highlight the pattern used by the culture, through the tiles and through the everything lah within the culture. And this is actually the tile and the flower pot with all these flowers lah. Why she prominently displayed this flower right here is actually peonies, and peonies are like the #1 flowers they use within the Baba Nyonya lah. Yeah.
You know what kind of medium does she?
She used oil painting on canvas, yeah. And she actually painted this one specifically multiple times lah, to get it right, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I think she went through like 3 times.
3 times.
Yeah, to get the colors right, matching with everything lah.
Okay.
Okay. Moving on here, we have The Chronicles of Nostalgia by Iza. So she wanted to paint her childhood actually, and she painted it through what do you call that? Polaroid. Because like back then to capture memories you use Polaroids, right?
Yep.
So
Okay.
so these two paintings are, this is her and this is her and her sister, like her parents, her 2 grandparents, and then this is her favorite toy. This is her old house in Echo Corridor before it got torn down. This is JP. This is her playing fireworks with her cousins. This is her favorite game, and this is the the one beach that is closed down now. I think Braca's Beach. Yeah. So she wanted to basically like capture her childhood memory lah and relive through the nostalgia.
Okay.
Moving on there. So this is Midnight Blooms by Noja Jaini. Yeah. And she really likes cats, and she wanted to paint her biggest supporter throughout her UBD journey lah, which is her 2 cats right here.
Okay.
So yeah, and I think this one she included the flower. If I'm not mistaken, this is what I've been told. She included the flower because this cat has passed away.
Oh.
Yeah. So these are her biggest supporters, and she loves cats. Okay. Now moving on, this is Harmony of Faith and Nation. This is by Amirun Yusuf, and he wanted to paint this to show how we integrate. Okay, if you see, there's a lot of like these patterns, right?
Yep.
So he wanted to paint this kind of like to highlight the integration of Islamic pattern into Bruneian culture. So that's why you see him including like these pattern to Bruneian icons lah. So this is the mosque, the Swas Mosque, the national flower Simpur, and also the Bruneian flag icon lah. Okay. Now back to sculpture and installation. This is Bounding by the Art of Perfection by Zana, and she kind of if you step inside, she created this light reactive artwork on like these 3, and like if you see like when it turned blue, the blue one kind of disappears while the red one pops out. Yeah, but then you can see it better when you're in complete darkness. So yeah, it's a whole experience lah. She also included the like music to be more immersive, but because the artist isn't here, so you can't really see lah.
All right.
Yeah, and then if you see it with a red light, the red disappear and you only see the blue. Yeah, and it works for all 3 of her artwork lah. Okay. Now moving on over here, we have What a Waste by Haziq Sofyan. So he created this tapestry to raise the awareness about fast fashion. So he thrifted all these clothes and like stitched it through his artistry lah, through like with his method lah and all that. And yeah, he created this tapestry to bring awareness to fast fashion and the awful effects of it lah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's very abstract.
It look like an eye.
Yeah.
It's like from the Lord of the Ring. I also wrong.
Yeah. I think that's why like he want people to look into this like issue. That's why he included an eye, I guess. Because this one is also like a no symbol. Yeah. Then he included no waste and then fast fashion right there. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Good. Next up, this is Lupukan Memory by Izzat Zafira, and the artist is actually right here. The artist, can you please? Yeah. Can you please explain to our guest?
To the camera?
No, to him.
To him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my art piece is a conceptual installation. It's called Lumpukan Memory. So basically I wanted to create a deconstructed version of my art piece because I want people to truly feel the elements in the artwork. Like the fan the breeze from the fan, the moving curtains, and the light there. So basically, the light mimics a living room ambiance. And then the feeling here hits to the audience, so the audience could feel something. So I want them to feel rather than visually see my art. Yeah.
Okay.
You can actually like step into the installation
You can
to
step into it.
to feel the whole thing lah. Like the sound of the fan you can
Sound of
hear,
fan,
the sound of the cracking of the floor, the swooshing of the
So I'm playing with the senses.
yeah.
I don't want people to see it visually as an art piece. I want people to feel it and hopefully have this reminiscent childhood memory coming out from them. That's
Yeah.
my goal.
And why she included just the silhouette instead of an actual furniture
yeah.
is also kind of like because she knows that everybody has their own unique Malay-esque furniture to them lah. So she wanted you to imagine your own furniture into there lah.
Yes.
Yeah. This is Undecided by Owena Suzette. So she actually created this hallway for you guys to go through your kind of like for everybody, the audience, to go through your to reflect back on your own childhood and what you've been through and appreciate it, and then you go through and ended up through this infinity mirror to kind of like represent that there are infinite possibilities for you in the future as a person as well. So starting off here, we have these quote that she resonated with in regards to her project, while also translating it to this actually language that is an actual language that created by an artist. Okay. So each ripple, each fish, the direction and all that kind of represent. It's kind of like this. This is the wording, and so translated to this language. Oh. Yeah. So coming in.
All right.
So over here, she wanted to take you on this journey of all the shows, the games, and everything that you might have. It's actually hers journey, but you might resonate with it as well. So, and you can even like take these off and play with it as you relive through your childhood as well. So you can play this, the Tamagotchi and all that lah. And over here we have a mural that she created just to reflect on her and her life journey lah. So her as a child over here, and you can see all her like childhood photos. Her as a teen, you can see all her teen photos, and her as a woman already, and what she's going through. Yeah.
Okay.
And here, here first lah. So here, I told you the infinity mirror for you to reflect on like the future that you will, the infinite future that you will have in the future. Yeah. And over here, she invites everybody to draw your own like this iconic symbol in the early 2000s.
I used to do that before.
Yeah. So if you want to draw your little S on here, as you can see, a lot of people did. So like, go on ahead.
Cool.
Okay. So, lastly. So that is actually the final project of Spectrum Unveil. Thank you so much for being with me through the whole thing.
You.
But before we end, these are actually the accreditation wall. So these are all of the people's names that have worked tirelessly to what do you call that? Bring you this Spectrum Unveil 2024. Thank you so much for listening in to the whole tour that I gave. Right. Hopefully it'll make you appreciate the arts more.
Sure. I got a few more questions.
Yeah, sure.
I see like your mascot's called Lapik, right?
Yes.
What does it mean? Does it represent anything?
Okay.
Lapik.
So our mascot, si Lapik namanya, he is actually a ghost that is covered by Lapik. He's actually a ghost because we see ghosts as a shape-shifting kind of thing. Okay. So we wanted Lapik to be as versatile as possible, so he can shape-shift into anything. So very like artistic lah. So he can mold himself, like sculpt himself into anything. So that's why he can be this artist, that artist, and all that lah. So and we kind of covered him with the fabric, kind of like to represent the unveiling aspect of the name. So if you take off his lapik, he becomes unveiling. You know, he got unveiled. You know,
Hence the name.
yeah,
Okay.
hence the name Unveil lah. So that's the inspiration behind like our mascot lapik. Yeah,
okay.
and he's yellow because it's part of our branding color lah. That's why we keep him yellow and orange. Yeah.
Nice. And how long does it took you guys to build all this?
So, I would say like the whole planning stage of it, because it's not just what do you call that? It's not just the building of the whole exhibition, our own project, but it's also like gaining approval, getting permission, and all that. So sponsorship. So the pre-production, which is the planning stage, we took about 2 to 3 months. It's over the course of 1 year. So the pre-planning before the production itself, we take about 2 to 3 months, and then the whole thing, it's the rest of it lah. So like building the whole thing, getting the sponsor, putting up our project, finishing up our project, is all within this 8 to 7 months.
8 to 7 months.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then on the opening ceremony was on the 17th of April, so everything was done before that.
For that.
Yeah.
So is there any like last minute project?
A lot. Not last minute project lah. I would say last minute addition to our project, because during the 17, just to give you a little insight. So during the 17, we do have a lot of the projects already displayed, already done. But every now and again, like maybe on the first week, the second week, like after the fourth day, after the opening ceremony lah, we added like little bits addition to our artwork just to give it more oomph, you know, more feeling, you know, to have everybody like enjoy it more. Like for example, we added a few merch as well to our, so a lot of new additions, but not too drastic lah. Yeah.
Okay. And how about the estimate budget to build all this? You know,
Estimate budget, I would say around 4,000.
4,000.
Yeah, but I mean, we had a lot of. It's not just the whole budget. Okay, we spent about 4,000. That's how much we have, but we also have sponsorship. So in total, on our side, we spent about 4K, I think. But with alongside with the sponsors, I think we probably less than 10K for all of this lah. Yeah.
Oh, and that include hiring some people to do some part of the installation?
Part of the installation, like individual project, that's on our side. That's on person's budget. But for overall, like printing the banner, providing the official merch for Spectrum, all the labelings and everything here, the paint as well, especially, those are all like using sponsorship budget and our own budget lah. Yeah. So especially the brochure that I told you that we're out of, that one is through sponsorship.
Sponsorship.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah. If we like collectively, all of them, it should be like less than 10K. But I don't know how much. Maybe 8K about? Yeah,
okay.
8K. Yeah. So, yeah.
And also I noticed that there's like a orange lapik scatter
Oh, yes.
on that one.
So that is actually part of our, I think you can see it there. So that's actually part of our activity that we're doing with the brochure as well. We had this ongoing activity for about 150 people first. So the 150 people to find all of our lapik that we hidden all over Spectrum, they will get a free sticker pack. Yeah, free sticker pack that they could claim for free lah. Like if they find the correct number.
Correct number.
Which I'm not gonna tell you guys. Well, it's done anyway. So there are 14 lapiks in total hidden around here.
Okay.
Yeah, one to represent each letter in Spectrum Unveil. Yeah, so SPECTRUMUNVEIL 14. Yeah.
Nice,
So yeah, that's all the lapiks that we hidden.
Okay. I think that's pretty much it. Question.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you so much
for
giving me a tour.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you so much for listening as well.